Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Edwards Trades. I'm here again to give another market update. My thoughts, my analysis on the SPYs, the QQQs, as well as the core listed companies like Apple, Tesla, so on and so forth. So, this week is a volatile week. There's a lot of economic news coming out this week. We do have the FOMC minutes coming out this Wednesday from 1:30 to, I believe, around 3 o'clock. And that it would be on the 21st, and then from the 21st on the 23rd, which is this Friday, there's going to be Jerome Powell is going to be speaking about inflation and his actions on whether or not he's going to raise interest rates or not this Friday at around 2 p.m. So two economic news events coming out this week. Again, we have Wednesday, which is the FOMC minutes, and then Friday we have Jerome Powell speaking. So depending on what the outcomes are for Wednesday and Friday, will determine again the overall market direction and give a state of how well the economy is doing overall. So I know I keep saying that, but those I know I keep mentioning it in my videos, but those are usually the driving forces or factors that allow us to make up predictions of where I think the markets are going to be going just based on how well the economy is doing and inflation, so on and so forth. So besides that, looking forward on the weekly time frame for the SPY, as you can see here, this is a SPY, the SP 500 that we're looking at here. This is this week's candle. Overall, the market is still, this is a weekly perspective. Since really the start of this year, we've still been slowly, making higher highs and higher lows. And, we've been on a straight downtrend for quite a while throughout this, the beginning of this year. And in terms of taking a look at where we are, this was last week's trading session. And from last week's trading session, we did have inflation numbers come out, and obviously, this big red candle revealed that the market did not like that news outlook and drove the market down. We're gonna go to the. Excuse me, I'm a little sick. I apologize about that. Um, from a daily perspective, of course, as you can see here, we've from this candle on the 16th all the way till currently now, we've dropped. We've had immense selling pressure taking place, forming higher highs and higher lows. And I know I mentioned in my video that usually when you see higher highs and higher lows, technically that indicates a downtrend, and that's just a pattern that it's been following for so on and so forth. So you do have, of course, your high here, you have your higher low here, or you have your higher lower high here, you have another lower high here in this situation, and then we're possibly going to be forming maybe another lower high in this region for SPY, which is right around 395. The reason why I say that is because of the fact that not only are we, again, you have your highs, your lower high, and your lower high, you do have your low here, and you also have your lower low here in this region. And after this move here, which was the 12th, I think it was, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys what day that was. The 12th was last Monday. We've gapped down, and, we dropped below this major trend line level that I have drawn out here, this white line here. And we're kind of at this crucial level here, which was, I could say, roughly around the choppiness of summer lows from June, the end of June to the beginning of June, or to the end of July. And we're still not around, we're still not technically out of the selling pressure just yet. And again, going back to my statement about lower highs, we could be seeing possibly another higher, lower high situation here. If this were to take place, I would probably assume around 395, just because we broke out of this daily trend line. We could see some form of rejection here at this, not only at this bottom trend line here, but up this upper trend as well, because we've been respecting this trend line for the most part. Obviously, this gap up was a false gap up, which led us to come back down, and so on and so forth. So again, bigger picture for the most part is that we're still on a steady downtrend across, or for the tech sector. We're not out of the woods just yet in terms of selling pressure. We still are waiting these. I'm just gonna draw this later. SPY, we're still at a downtrend. I mean, today's market session, kind of rallied just a little bit. We filled the gap today, which is right around here in this pivot here. So again, the bigger picture, or what I'm kind of predicting the market outlook for this week, is that we are just continuing this overall downtrend, and we are forming higher highs and higher lows, respectively, of course. As I drawn right here, you have your high, your lower high here, and then we're possibly forming another lower high here in this situation. But again, for the most part, we still have a lot of recovery to take place, just because of the fact that the amount of selling pressure that was taking place during the CPI information that came out last week. I don't know if I should, let me draw it right here. Yeah, right here is fine. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, pretty much I would say that for the most part, we're still at a downtrend. And, again, the immense selling pressure that's taking place here from last week till now is pretty pivotal. I mean, like, or not last week, last month, excuse me, from last month to now is pretty crucial. So, a rally would, in order to reverse, I would say that for SPY, we're currently at 388. If we want to reverse on the SPY, we basically have to um, not only fill this not fill the gap, but we would have to make a higher high, reclaim right around, not only get back above this trend line I've drawn out here, break this major all X that I have here, which would be 394, break it, and then of course continue this pattern on an uptrend. We would have to fill this gap in, and then obviously make a higher high above this one, and then form a higher low, and respectively continue an uptrend. But for the most part, I mean, we still have a lot of news coming out this week. Again, I wouldn't really be too bullish just yet. Again, it could be another lower high situation, and then the market falls over. So right now, I'm looking for 395. If we can break and hold above this, my assumption could be a little bit bullish for the short term, but we won't know until what the Wednesday's meeting and this Jerome Powell speaks about this Friday regarding inflation, and we'll see if we can make it out of this bearish market so far. So that was SPY. We're going to take a look at the QQQs. Kind of the same situation here. Again, we on the weekly perspective, as you can see here, we just went on this straight downtrend here. Selling pressure was taken over, and we're going back to the daily time frame. Again, we're still respecting this overall. Let me go ahead and draw this. Just much like SPY, again, we still falling out of this. You can say here this support here, which was kind of like bouncing off previously since the start of June. So with that being said, of course, just like SPY, again, if I go ahead and draw it out, we still have the same downtrend information. You have your high, you have your lower high here in this situation, and then you have another lower high here, and then you have your low here, you have your low here, and you have your lower low here, around here. And then again, my reasoning would be that we're just probably going to form another lower high here, maybe roughly around this region. I would say 300, or if not, flat 300, or maybe right around, maybe 300. I might say maybe right around this region. And then if the bear trend continues and we're still bearish, we're probably gonna have we're still respecting this trend line here that I have drawn out, and we're possibly waiting for the market to head lower for the rest of the year. It's a possibility, but it's a far away assumption. But I assume that we're not out of the woods just yet, as far as reclaiming all this selling pressure, this immense selling pressure that's taking place for the past few weeks. So let's go ahead and continue. So this was QQQ. We're going to go ahead and take a look at Apple. So let me go ahead and get rid of all. I don't know why. I don't know why I can't get rid of all this stuff. It just shows up for some reason. It's not really important for you guys, but kind of is annoying though. Let me go ahead and get rid of this here. All right. So again, bigger picture. If I go ahead and let me just get rid of all these drawings here. Well, here, bigger picture. From a weekly perspective, again, we've had this immense selling pressure during the 19th of August until now. It's just been a constant selling pressure. The market really hasn't been taking a break as far as all this restrictiveness and CPI data and so on and so forth. So major levels to look out for this week. Excuse me. As far as the trading session goes, Apple did not only held this support, as you can see here, I've drawn out this trend line here. We formed a nice hammer candle, and a hammer candle, it literally looks like a hammer, right? This hammer candle usually signals a trend reversal. So we did, buyers were able to step up, especially in today's trading session. Buyers did step up and managed to not only close this little gap here, but close above psychological resistance, which is right around 150 or 153. So levels to look out for. Again, it could be another lower high situation where you have, again, I know it's rinse repeat, but I want you guys to fully understand what I'm trying to say. You have your high, you have your lower high here. Hang on, it's not drawing. There we go. You have your lower high here. You have your another lower high here. Again, the other we could possibly form another lower high situation here, right around 157, respecting this overall downward trend line here. Of again, you have your high, your lower high here, and then lower high here, and then again you have your lower low. You have your low here, you have your lower low here in this region, and then after last week CPI data, we just formed another lower low here. So levels to look out for as far levels to look out for bullish and bearish trades. Again, if we want to signal a bullish reversal, we have to form a higher high, and not only form a higher high, but we have to reclaim 157, break out of this overall downward trend line that I have drawn out here, and then let me go ahead and go through that real quick. Again, bullish reversal would be that we break above 157, hold above it, break out of this overall trend line drawn here, break and hold above 157, and then obviously this would cancel out or form a higher high above 160. It's right around this region. But if we break above this overall trend line here, I would say for the most part that would be a bullish reversal. Bearish reversal is that if we reject 157 and we're still respecting this trend line, expect Apple to respect this trend line and form another lower low right around 140. Excuse me. Let me go ahead and extend this real quick. Right around here, I could say possibly if we break, or from 157, if we reject 157 as support, or as for reject 157 as resistance, excuse me. Next lower low situation would be right around here, which is I believe this is 144, 145-ish. So we'll see whether or not Apple can reclaim that support level or not. And that's Apple. We're gonna take a look at AMD or Tesla really. So yeah, so for Tesla, it's kind of been in this. Let me go ahead and go to the weekly perspective. Ever since that stock split, I haven't really gotten a chance to go over it in depth, but I can just go over the numbers very quickly here. So if we want to take a look at Tesla, basically the levels to look out for, since we are holding above resistance at 309, basically the next level support would be right here. Let me go ahead and draw it for you guys so you guys can get a better picture here. Right here. And we're sitting at right here. Go ahead and draw this. I think right here is fine. Right here. Draw this here. Sorry guys, I know I should have done this earlier, but I forgot the stock split kind of messes with the the drawings. Okay, so let me do this really quickly. But yeah, you guys are witnessing me drawing this perfection of a trend line I got going on here. But yeah, so levels to look out for let's see, for Tesla. So right now we are just basically holding above I would say, what is this, like, you can say roughly 300. We have somewhat of a inverted head and shoulders pattern. What I mean by that is that we have our shoulder here, we have another shoulder here in this region, whoops, another shoulder here, and then we have the bottom here. So if this were to play out, the next level I'll be looking out for would be roughly right around here, the top of the trend line, which is roughly 337. If we're able to break and hold 337, the next level I'll be looking out for would be right here, which is 344. If we reject this level, if we break support of 295, the next level I'll be looking out for would be 260, and then obviously we'll continue to go down. But yeah, those are the levels I'm looking out for Tesla. And let's take a look at Microsoft, Microsoft. Whoops. Wow, I spelled it wrong and it still got it. Okay. So, Microsoft, as far as levels to look out for, we did, of course, drop at a very very crucial level, which is 240. The next level of support I will be looking at if we were not able to hold 240, which is pretty much like pretty much in the danger zone, would probably be right around here, which would be roughly, 235. Excuse me. 235 region here. Let me go ahead and draw it out for you guys. 235 for a bullish reversal to take place in this region. I would say that we would have to not only, again, break out of this overall trend line I've drawn on here, but also reclaim. This is roughly 250 as support, and then obviously continue to form a higher high here at around 258. And that's what I have for Apple, or not Apple, Microsoft. I apologize. Now we're going to take a look at AMD and then NVIDIA. So for AMD, just straight choppiness, not really seeing a whole lot of movement here. We are holding above this low of roughly $75. Levels to look out for to remain bullish. Again, we would have to form or get out of this lower high situation, break this overall downward trend line. But levels to look out for, if we break below 75, the next level I'll be looking at will be roughly around, go to the weekly perspective, the next level I'll be looking at would be probably here right around $58 if we continue to drop. If we're able to hold above 75, the next level I'm looking for is a break of 80, and then we reclaim this kind of psychological resistance of 82, and again form a higher high here above 85. But I would be more bullish if we are able to bounce and hold above 85. Now we're going to take a look at NVIDIA, and then NVIDIA again, we're kind of supporting this overall trend line I've drawn out here. We're still getting a little choppiness here, but levels to look out for. We have to break and hold above 140. If we're able to break and hold above 140, the next level we'll be looking at would be roughly right around here, which is 150. But again, there's just so much downward pressure on it on AMD, on the chip stocks, AMD and NVIDIA, that I would say for the most part it's just going to be choppiness. But those are the levels to look out for. Again, the low, if we continue to drop, the lowest would be right around 115 area here, right around 121, excuse me, right around here. So right now we're holding about 128. The next low would be right around here, 118-ish. After that, I mean, the lowest would possibly be $40 if NVIDIA were to keep going lower. But again, as far as the bullish scenario, we break, hold above 140, continue the uptrend, form a higher high here right around 160, and then from there on out, we'll see if the market rallies. But yeah, guys, again, we are looking for two major news outlets for this week. We have one this Wednesday at 2 p.m. We have one that's the FOMC minutes, and then we have Jerome Powell this week, or this Friday. And my overall wrap up for the video is that, again, from what I explained, I think the market is not out of the woods yet. I don't think we're heading in a bullish territory. I explained my reasons why, because of the higher high, higher low situation. So two likely scenarios to come out of this: if inflation remains controlled and so on and so forth, we could have some sort of bear rally, kind of a false bull rally, and then continue on with the downtrend. Or scenario number two, which is kind of iffy, that the market will, the news will be light, market reverses, and like here I have SPY, we hold about 394, fill all these gaps here, these little holes here, and then continue this upward trend and, break and hold above it. But again, we'll see what the news carries out this week. But I stand by my basis that we're still in this downward trend line. Of course, anything could happen in the market, but for the most part, the levels I'm waiting for SPY is 390. If we hold above that, we could be seeing a little bit of a spike, a little bit of a bull run, but for the most part, we're still respecting this downward trend line. But yeah, very, very volatile week this week, and I'll see you guys later this week, and I'll post my updates of exactly what the FOMC meeting stated, and also how the market reacted, and I'll go ahead and explain that at the end of the week this week. But yeah, Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, comment if you guys have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.